Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. This is a special preview of the Legion Sports Fest coming up this weekend in Reno, Nevada. Joining me is the promoter of this awesome event, and this is a great show this week. Wait till you hear who's in the show. Chris Mins. What's up,
How
guys?
you doing, Ron? It's good to see you again.
Doing great. Look at those trophies behind you. Wow.
Dude, these have evolved over the years, so
Jeez.
I'm really happy. There you see how big they really are.
Holy moly. So
And,
who are
they're
those
heavy.
for?
What's that?
Who are those two trophies for?
These actually go to all of the IFBB Pro Open winners, all the IFBB Pro Masters overall winners, and the the NPC overall winners. I had 27 of these.
Why can't all promoters be like you? That's what I want to know.
This was hard. I hired a custom 3D designer. I had them custom manufactured. You know, other promoters are hitting me up. Oh, where can I get those? You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I have the early prototype representation on the shirts, but that's something else, man. Because I was just talking to you before we started recording. This is the 4th annual Legion Fest, but that evolved out of the Ferrigno Legacy, which you promoted Lou Ferrigno for 4 years. And that show had some, the Hulk trophies are like, it looks like they weigh about 100 pounds, those things.
Cool. I don't know if these are my favorite or that one was my favorite. Those were dope trophies.
Well, you outdo yourself constantly, Chris. That's the mark of a great promoter. Always
That's what bodybuilders do. We bring a better package to every show, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about the Legion Sports Fest. And guys, it is Legion. Did I write down right? LegionSportsFest.com for all the info, because you're going to get confused because I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. So you have, just to run down for these people so they know it's not just all the bodybuilding. You have NPC bodybuilding, you have Masters Pro, the biggest Masters Pro show in the world, open show with a great lineup we're going to talk about. You have an expo with over 200 exhibitors, seminars, celebrities, arm wrestling, strongman, USA weightlifting, armored combat with the armor and the swords and the axes and all that crap. Muay Thai, more and more. It's just, wow. Yeah, I'm kicking myself. I wish I was going now. But I want to talk about this lineup because typically the post-Olympia shows don't get the best lineups, not all of them. You're actually making history with this one. I normally would start off with the biggest names in the open, but this is kind of a weird situation. Olympia 212 champion Sean Clarita is going to be doing his first open show, open bodybuilding at your show, the Legion Sports Fest.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did this come to pass?
I was surprised. He called me a couple days ago and he said, he won our show in 2018 in the 212. And he said, I'm doing it. He said, I'm coming in. He said, he weighs 176.
Wow.
But, he's a solid 176. We all know that. He's not the tallest guy in the world, but he fills that frame up with 176 pounds.
Wow.
And, I think for this show, for more than just one person, it's redemption. He missed Mr. Olympia by just a couple of points. But I know, Sergio's coming in for redemption too after how he did at the Arnold. Yeah,
Sergio. And we also have another shocker. I announced, I did a whole video, Cedric McMillan, who I thought he was done for at least this year, maybe, who knows? Because he had this terrible bicycle injury. I had to write down all the injuries. He broke his collarbone, his hip, his ankle, dislocated 4 fingers. And that's why he didn't do the Arnold Classic. But he must have got a sudden burst of energy and healing powers, because he told you instead of doing the seminar, now he's going to be on stage. How recently did you know about that?
We've been talking about it for a while. And he was kind of seeing how his health was going to go. With bodybuilding, the Arnold was 4 weeks ago? Yeah. Feels like forever ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You have to time it right. And he needed that 4 weeks, to time it right. So he was checking, we were checking in with each other, and he finally got to it. And he said, yeah, okay, I can do it. I can make this happen. So, Cedric, I like him as a human being quite a bit. He's he's very artistic. He's very caring. He donates a lot of his winnings to charities. And I think we're somewhat aligned in our visions for what we want for athletes. And I think that was one of the reasons he really wanted to try to make this show happen as well.
Yeah. So that's great news for Cedric fans, because they've been waiting a long time. We haven't seen him on stage since the 2020 Arnold Classic. So it's been a long time. Yeah. Max Charles chugging on along. He's done a bunch of shows. I thought he was done for the season, but he's another one. He'd love to win this. get his qualification for 2022 Olympia. No joke. And more surprises. Regan Grimes, typically he will do post-Olympia shows over in places like the Czech Republic or Korea. I haven't seen him compete here in the US for outside from the Olympia recently for a long time, but Regan Grimes is here, and he just enlisted Milos Sarcev. Yeah. He is looking much bigger and fuller than he was. What was the Olympia, like a week and 2 days ago?
Yeah. Well, Milos has that talent, doesn't he?
He's good, man. Wow. Next, this is a guy I thought was done till next year. This youngster, 24 years old, Martin Fitzwater, Martin the Martian, training partner Brett Wilkin, just did his debut at the Texas Pro, but 2.5 months back. I thought he was, shutting it down, going into off-season mode, which is too bad because I said all he needed was a little sharper condition in Texas, and he might have moved up a couple places. But yeah, I guess that's what he's bringing to Reno, Nevada, Sunday for your show.
I like to see that people are doing a little more shows. They're competing more. Yeah. I feel like when these guys take a year off, they don't do a show, their bodies change a little bit, and they never nail their peak. And people, they've gotten this habit, especially the high-end guys are doing the Arnold and the Olympia, and they're missing their peaks. We're seeing it constantly over and over again. Your body's changing, you're losing track. You got to do it a couple more times. Unfortunately for them, the Olympia was their warm-up, or the Arnold ended up being the warm-up show for the Legion. But I think people need to change their strategies a little bit and get out there more and compete.
You know who I think might be improving that situation, but leading by example, Ian Valliere, who I'm surprised he's not in the show, but he'll probably jump into one of these post-Olympia shows. But he's a really good example of someone. He's done multiple shows this year, and he's peaked better and better and better. He looked great at every show, but he keeps getting better and better. So I'm with you. I'd love to see these guys like the 90s. I hate bringing up the 90s. People get mad at me because you're saying all the guys today suck. No, but we'd like to see them compete throughout the year. They're professional athletes.
And Ron, it's good for business too. It's good for their building their brand. Every time they do a show, their followings go up, your following goes up, you can monetize better. And I know these guys aren't making a ton of money, so whatever you can, they got to think of it from a business standpoint too.
That's right. See, you also have Patrick Moore, who was just in the Olympia.
Yeah, he just jumped in.
Patrick, I'm glad he's doing more shows. Joe Seaman from Canada, also a great competitor. And Tonio Burton, who was 10th at the Olympia in the 212. I saw him for the first time at the Indy Pro early this season. He won that. That was his first show. And he's going open too. My goodness.
Tonio's, he's a Reno local here.
That's right.
His first show was one of my shows, the NPC Motherload in 2018.
Wow.
We chose him. We brought him up to Vancouver, which was a pro qualifier. And the guy, I love him, but he knew nothing. He showed up with a Pop-Tart. He had no food. His genetics are just that strong. His genetics are incredible. So it was no surprise when he got a little bit of coaching. He's working with Mike Courtney down the road here, and got him some vision. And he's just gone through the roof. He won his pro debut, went to the Olympia. 10th at the Olympia that's not bad for your pro debut, your second pro show.
I hope he wasn't disheartened because, man, I thought he looked great, but these are the best 212 and open. This is the world championships. If you're 10th,
stick out your first show, but he got 10th, man. That's 10th good
in the world. That's the whole world. Come on. Also in the open, we have Stanimal. Can you say his last name? Can you pronounce it?
De Longa.
I took Spanish, so don't look at me. Did it on good?
If it was Russian, I'd get it. But I actually saw him at Flex's gym down in Vegas a couple of days ago. Yeah. And he's I love his story because I first met him at Gold's when he was an NPC athlete. He got his pro card, then he competed in the Frigno as men's physique, then competed in the Frigno as classic physique. No, the Legion is classic physique, and now he's doing open. So we've watched him really grow over the years. And I saw him, and he is looking peeled. He's already got the deep feathers in his legs. He's looking really full. I think he's going to be a little bit of a surprise for some people, especially his shape is fantastic.
Yeah. To my knowledge, he's the only male competitor who's moved up, who's competed in 3 different divisions.
Every division, right?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's all our division. Well, he didn't do 212, I don't think, but he's like 6. I want to say he's about 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah, he's around there. Yeah,
212 would not have been a good idea. Yeah. All right, so man, now we get into fitness. You have an Olympia, an Arnold Classic, 2-time Arnold Classic champion, Olympia champion, Missy Truscott, who barely lost the Olympia. You know, all props to Whitney Jones, but of course, Missy's fantastic. She's a phenomenal fitness competitor. That routine that she came out with the angel wings that spread apart,
Yeah.
and she the backflip off that 10-foot platform, and oh my gosh,
It makes the hair stand up on your arms, doesn't it?
so.
And she's bringing a brand new routine to the Legion.
Oh wow! I mean, I thought we'd see the same routine again.
She said she's got a new one. I talked to her a little bit about it, you know, and I one thing that Oksana does really well is the theatrics.
Yeah.
And while Missy is much stronger in her elements, there are much more difficult elements than Oksana's, where Oksana's doing a lot of holds. And I know, Oksana's got a lot of injuries and just can't do what Missy can do. And I feel like if Missy can bring in some of those theatrics, she's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah. So she's already qualified for the Olympia and everything. She had no reason to do any other shows. Did you convince her, or she just called you up and said, Chris, I want to do your show?
Well, she did the 2018 Legion and won it. And so she was on my radar. Obviously, she won the Olympia, and I gave her a call, and I said, I want to make you a superhero. I turn a lot of you've seen the characters that we do. I want to make her a superhero. I want to do the show. I want to do photo shoots with her. I think she'd be, as a former champion and a current Miss Olympia, just a fantastic addition to the show. Yeah. And she was all about it. That's it. People all want to be those cartoon superheroes. I mean,
yeah. I don't. If people don't know what you're talking about, they need to go to your website, Legion Sports Fest. I don't know who the artist is. Is it always the same artist that you work with?
Yeah, I have an artist who actually draws the graphics, and I do a lot of the graphics where I put it all together. Hang on, let me show you.
Yeah,
I got one right here.
Because they're all real. They're all based on the actual athletes, but you turn them in. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so Ashley Kalbasser there. You can pretty much tell that's David Henry, right?
I thought that was David Henry.
Yeah. Arash, Mark Anthony, Camille. Let's see. I got J.M. Mannion hidden there.
That's Batman.
That's Danny back there. Every graphic's a little different. You'll see Jay Cutler in some, Dexter in some. We got 13 now characters.
Yeah, I don't know if your show is the coolest, but it just might be the coolest show that's put on, just because it's got a flair to it. It's different, Let me kick myself again for not going out. Okay.
You can still book that flight.
Last but not least, good Lord, you got another Olympian runner-up, Natalia Coelho, 20. I think she's only like 25. Originally from Brazil, smile from here to here, lovely young lady with a fantastic physique. How'd you get Natalia Coelho? Did she win the Arnold? I think she's won the Arnold before.
So
yeah, but she's the second at the Olympia last weekend. How did that happen? How'd you get her in this show?
People keep asking me how I get.
Yeah,
Sandy asked me the other day, how are you getting these people? And I think it just comes down to they like the concept. They know I'm an athlete. They know I built this for athletes, that it's competitor centric. My girl from Boyana, just got off the Olympia, just won, just requalified a couple days ago for the Olympia. So I live it with everybody. I've done it. I lived it. I continue to live it. And there's all these little details that when you haven't done it are overlooked. But when you've done it, you realize, I need a microwave backstage. I want check-ins for pros to be 2 days, not 1 day before, so that the classic guys and the 212s can fill up. Just little details like that maybe the other guys didn't think of. They start to see trophies like that, our medals. They're pretty. I think it all comes together, and it just feels like it's comfortable. Sergio the other day said, I think it's just going to be a super chill vibe, and that's what it is at the shows. Olympia can be very intense and very intimidating and cause a lot of anxiety. And our show is more like welcome home. This is the one. This is what we made for you.
Yeah, what's funny is I've been to a couple of your shows, and when they're after, I've seen some of these people look a lot better, and I don't think it's just extra time. I think it is they're not as the Olympia just stresses them out, and the cortisol and all that gets to them, the pressure, and then they get to your show a week, 2, 3 weeks later. And all of a sudden they're fuller, they're leaner, their bodies aren't as stressed out. But I want to commend you for another thing is everyone was canceling shows last year. Somehow you made your show happen. I think it moved around. You kept trying to find the right place for it, but you made it happen right in the middle of a damn pandemic.
Yeah. We ended up putting on 5 shows last year.
Who does that?
And what was happening, it moved several times. I think it moved 5 times.
Wow.
And we're kind of lucky to be where we are, because Reno is a half hour from California, and we've got maybe 10 counties very close. So as regulations would change in one spot, I was able to move to another, and then that would change. I'd move it to another, but we kept the date and we kept going forward with it. And yeah, I mean, we made it happen. It's a battle.
Because did you start putting on shows in Lake Tahoe? Was that your original home base?
Yeah, the first one was the Tahoe show in 2011.
Okay. How far is Reno from Lake Tahoe?
We're about an hour away.
Okay, that's not bad. How hot is it over there right now? I'm just curious.
Oh, it's like 45 degrees right now.
All right, never mind that. I was going to tell people to bring your swim trunks and all that.
No. People think, although Reno and Vegas are in the same state,
yeah.
Reno's about as close to Vegas as maybe San Francisco is to San Diego.
Gotcha. It's a higher elevation or something too, I'm guessing.
We're way higher elevation and way farther north.
Don't people ski there in the winter? No.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. I thought there might be some skiing in there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I also want to let everyone know there is a pay-per-view available. It's going to be all 3 days. I think there was a bundle. You could get it. You get $44.99 for all 3 days. Or I think each day was $24.99 or $29.99.
Yeah, each day, if you bought them separately, is $30 a day. And if you buy it all together, it's $45. And if you get that bundle, you can start watching the 2018, 2019, and 2020 Legion Sports Fest right now. So you can get all in the mood and stoked up.
Well, that's a lot of content, man. Come on, guys. Get into that. Get that pay-per-view going. Yeah. Anything else about the show that I neglected to mention you want people to know about?
On the Masters side, David Henry is going to do 212 Masters.
Oh, wow. Well, there's your winner.
Yep. Looks like it.
Like
Jessica Reyes is doing Masters figure.
What?
It's
was
funny because
I thought she was about 12 years old. Wow.
What's that?
I thought she was like 20 years old, Jessica. I'm just kidding. She looks great.
Just cross that 35 threshold. But yeah, it's funny because Masters athletes are contacting me like, what the heck? Why is this happening? And I said, well, now there's a real cash purse. So they're going to come and get the money.
Wow.
Well, if there's no money, then the big names don't come.
I didn't even look at the full. I don't even know if the Masters list, because I glanced at the list like 5 minutes ago before it just came up shortly before. So yeah, that's great. David Henry, he was an Olympia champion. Jessica Reyes, one of the top figure athletes in the world right now.
Got fourth, just requalified for the Olympia 2 days ago.
Yeah, she's won the Puerto Rico Pro about 10 or 12 or 20 times. And of course, yeah, wow, what a packed show. This is a great lineup. So guys, if you can make it to Reno, you're in a great spot. It's gonna be an awesome show. I've been to, so was it last year? I didn't go, but it was in Long Beach. Was it Long Beach the year before that too? Okay.
Yeah, I got a great picture of you talking to Charles Glass.
Awesome, man. So yeah, the show keeps moving around, but it's the same vibe, the same fun atmosphere. It's like a party. I really miss the vibe that you guys have at that show. Next year for damn sure. Damn it.
We're going to be live streaming the red carpet too. If you take a look at our website, and you'll see all the people, all the celebrities that are coming.
Yeah.
You'll be able to watch them all on the red carpet. So, Dexter Jackson is going to be there. He's doing a seminar. Ashley Kaltwasser will be there, even though she's not competing. Sean Roden will be there.
Oh, wow.
It's a huge list. You can look at our website. There's at least 30 big names that are coming to check it all out.
So plenty to see and do at this Legion Sports Fest happening this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Reno, Nevada. Yeah, Chris, this is an exciting show. I'm happy that you're in this age of COVID, that you're not downsizing or canceling shows. You're making them bigger and better, more exciting, better lineups. Yeah, that's what it's all about, leveling up. So cool, man. That's it. I appreciate you taking the time, Chris, and everybody. Follow along on the pay-per-view. You can get that at legionsportsfest.com. There's also an Instagram, Legion Sports Fest. A lot of cool pictures. I think there's a lot of those comics stuff is on there. I'm a comic nerd. I like to check all that stuff out. So yeah, wishing you the best of luck, and congratulations on yet another spectacular event you're going to be putting on over there.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And thank you to MD for really supporting me since day one back in 2011 and all the way through.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you. And thanks everyone for watching Ronline Report, preview of the Legion Sports Fest in Reno, Nevada with promoter Chris Mins. And we'll see you next time.